What's the worst company gift you've ever received? Long time ago I worked for Geico. They had an internal store full of promotional items. If for some reason you wanted to buy a promotional item, you got it relatively cheaply. However, why you'd want to buy company branded shit was always beyond me. For the life of me, I don't remember what I got it for, but I was given a bonus of money to spend at the promotional store. So if you wanted $25 worth of Geico pens, you could buy it with your bonus. My recollection was there wasn't a single thing I would want to get for free at that company store, and I never did use my gift. My company is owned by a holdings company, so it's a bunch of different and related stuff. They keep giving us these vouchers to spend at their store. So I did a tour of the campus, and they brought us to the store. And it's literally elderly medical care stuff, like the things you would attach to your toilet and bathtubs to have bars to hold onto. They also have those super big chairs with all the gadgets and whistles. They're like $4,000. So thanks for the $5 voucher, lol. I seriously have no idea what anyone was thinking when they came up with this reward system. An apron. They gave us all aprons 1 year. Then they got mad if we didn't wear the aprons at work. But the aprons were super thin linen, and the dyes and chemicals we worked with soaked right through them, so I wanted to use the apron at home, just keep using my normal coveralls at work. The CEO literally said we had to wear the aprons BC she wanted to take photos of us working to put on a blog, and she wanted us to look like artists and not mechanics. But we worked in a leather goods factory. I ended up wearing the stupid apron over my coveralls, rolling eyes face. Not a company gift, but from a vendor with a week-long intensive training session. When it was in person, people were loaded up with swag. Not little trinkets, but good swag, like sweatshirts, polo shirts, fancy pens, good USB drives, backpacks, etc. When I attended, I was online due to COVID. It was still a rigorous week of courses, just online through teleconferencing. Months went by. Got nothing. Finally, a small padded envelope arrived. It was my swag, a leather luggage tag. During COVID, when nobody could travel, I was pissed. We used to get 3 scratch tickets, each worth like €2, for Christmas every year. About 150 employees, everyone got 3 tickets. Nobody ever won anything. I say used because in 2022, we sent the scratch tickets, unused, back to our boss. Almost all of us. We didn't get one in 2023. We also didn't get a Christmas party as we used to. Instead, the boss invited everyone to drive with him to the next big city to party, while the rest had to work on their day off to cover the shifts of people going to said party. Questionable Christmas ham, circa 2017-ish. In general, Christmas ham, canned goods and assorted sweets were commonly given by Philippine corporate to employees in December, sort of to boost the Noche Buena feast on the eve of Christmas. The ham in question did not look very appetizing, think giant block of pale spam. One of my co-workers tried offering a bite to her dog. The dog refused. It might be earlier than 2017. I must have been so horrified with the questionable ham, I blocked out the exact year. I have 2, both for the same Fortune 500 company. 1. They gave us all shirts, but, when they came they announced that there was an error on the shirt and they were correcting it. They gave us the shirts and the word all had been fixed with a blue ballpoint pen on a blue shirt because originally it was spelled all ed, so now it met their quality standards. 2. The year they decided to eliminate bonuses at year-end, they gave out chocolate coins at Christmas. For my 5th anniversary at one place they told me to pick an anniversary present out of their catalog, so I picked the pen and pencil set. The HR director called me up and said there's been a mistake. 5th year and eve can be a pen or pencil. So I chose the pencil. At 10 years it happened again, and I chose the pen. Of course it no longer was part of a matching set. I mention this because we're cleaning the basement this week and I found the base that fits the pen but not the pencil. My wife works for a large regional healthcare system with hospitals and clinics located throughout a large US state. For several years the gift was about 1-2 cup of popcorn in a sealed bag with "We appreciate you" printed on it. The kicker? One year they wouldn't deliver to each location, so every department director had to go personally to the home office to get enough little bags to distribute to their department staff, including dealing with downtown parking, etc. In 2020 I was granted a large retention bonus, enough cash that we were going to use it to buy a bigger house. On the day that we were all sent home to work remotely due to COVID, I was given a red plastic tumbler that said "Merry Christmas you filthy animal" on the side. In March, 3 weeks later, 4 days before my bonus was to be paid, I was laid off alongside 1,200 of my coworkers. Now about once a year I enjoy a stiff drink out of my $270,000 plastic tumbler. Not me personally, but my old job used to have a Christmas raffle. Thankfully everyone got a ticket for free, so it wasn't a pay-to-win thing. The prizes used to be good, like someone got a tablet, a Roomba. I even won an Amazon Fire TV. Then COVID hit, and the gifts turned into things like a 1-year LA Fitness membership in December 2020. Most of us were working from home and a dog first aid kit. Don't even know if the person who won the kit had a dog. Invited to a nice restaurant with other employees. Spouses were invited but had to pay their way. We were told to claim our meal in our expense forms. But our boss hadn't cleared it with his boss, so all our claims were rejected. So my wife and I went to a nice restaurant, had to pay for both of our meals and had to hang out with our boss while doing it. This was a twice-a-year date night type restaurant, so we wasted one of our date nights with co-workers, a commemorative coin with the agency logo on it. Apparently 3 of the command staff collected these things, so for years we got a new one every year. Nobody other than the 3 guys cared. The rest of us would have rather they spend the money on something just as worthless but still edible, like a pizza party. Yes, this was government. Law enforcement, specifically. I'm not a cop, I was a civilian employee. I don't work there anymore. We all flew into a company retreat in San Diego. On the last day, after all our luggage had been packed and we were all ready to go, we went to one last meeting where they gave us our gift, a really nice emergency kit for our cars. Pretty cool, actually. Then we got to the airport, and all of us got our nifty kits confiscated by TSA because of the jumper cables, seatbelt cutter, and other tools in the kit. Great gift, horrible timing. In my spare time, I wrote an app that saved the company $3 million by allowing them to not renew a license to a proprietary tool that they had in place at every location across the company. It made my job mostly automated and kept me from having to use the really annoying commercial tool that required a lot of tweaking for each run. They gave me a little crystal pyramid for my desk. Then, about a year later, they eliminated my position. Besides, no gift at all. It's a toss-up between a trowel with some kind of hook on it we assumed for golf and a tool that you can use to cut a seatbelt and break a window in a car accident. The best gift I ever got was an industrial-sized roll of aluminum foil that lasted me 20 years. Second best was a nice leather duffel bag. The nicest gift from the company that gave me the 2 worst was a nice ice scraper that I still use. $25 to the company merch store. Issue was everything on there is overpriced, plastered without the company branding, and shipping wasn't free. Without spending more of your own money, there wasn't much beyond shitty headphones or pins that you could get. It didn't need more junk, so I traded my credit to a co-worker for him buying me a breakfast sandwich, and, to this day, we both agree I got the better end of the deal. Worked for the largest high-glass eyewear company in the world for over a decade. One year, we got a box of what could only be described as airplane snacks. We're talking little bags of nuts and pretzels. Mini granola bars. 2-pack bags of oatmeal and digestive cookies. The best part? Everything was just tossed in a FedEx box with no padding or anything, so everything was crushed and beaten to crumbs when it arrived. I got some basic stationery when I joined a company. Pins, cheap hat, a keychain, a first aid kit that was basically some gauze and cheap band-aids, etc. All branded with the company logo. Literally everything fell apart the moment I used it. The hat strap came apart. The band-aids wouldn't stick. The pins ran out of ink on the second sentence. Like, why bother? I would have had a better impression being gifted nothing. Motivational lapel pins from a mass manufacturer whose catalog mailing list I was on from a previous job. They'd give out whatever they had in their little plastic bag of pins. After you'd been working a year or two, you had multiples of the same lapel pin. You were required to wear these pins on a corporate logoed lanyard. The pins would poke into your neck as the weight of them strained your neck and shoulders. We were mothballing a plant and were contractors. The company that owned the plant gave us button-down denim shirts with their logo. They clearly had a spare box of them lying around and just wanted to get rid of them. Then they gave us the holiday off because they didn't want to pay extra, but made us come in a day extra that week to make up for it, so it screwed up my normal weekend, too. Gee, thanks. Worked for a grocery startup 2013, and at Christmas they deployed me salary to the warehouse to work 12-hour shifts with no OT. At the end, they gave everyone a bar of company branded chocolate. I checked inventory and it turned out it was chocolate they used to sell on the website, but it had expired, so they couldn't legally sell it. X200B. TLDR Merry Christmas, here's some expired stock. Oh, I have a great one. 10-year anniversary, got to pick out of a catalog, mostly stuff under like 30-40 bucks tops. Slow cookers, blah blah. None of the stuff was appealing, so I didn't spend much time and chose a kitchen thermometer because I'm always breaking them or melting them. Nope, what I got was a kitchen thermometer probe. Just a probe in the cord and a cord carrying gadget, a snap-on tape measure. Sounds great, but it's all metal and heavy AF, doesn't have metric measurements, has a small tank, is less than 25 feet, and doesn't have markings for the case length on it. Easily the worst tape measure I own, and I found out it was almost $50. I wasn't complaining though until I found out its absurd cost. There's quite a few littered around work as no one uses them. The worst one was probably the ominous combination of a branded coffee mug and a stress ball. It's like they were saying, here, have something to drink your sorrows away, and if that fails, squeeze this stress ball. A dubious duo that left me questioning both my caffeine intake and stress levels. But hey, at least it made for a good conversation starter during awkward office parties. We get hoodies, jackets or shirts with the company logo on it every year. I've been there 8 years and have 8 of them. The last year's coat was super nice and I do wear it all the time. The year before that we got puffy vests that I've never once seen anyone wear. Lol. Someone finally suggested just giving us a $25 Visa gift card instead, cause who needs that many jackets?